Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to SMS Pharmaceuticals Limited Q4FY22 earnings conference call. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company which are based on the beliefs, opinions and expectations of the company as on date of this call. These statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vamsi Krishna Portlieri, Executive Director at SMS Pharmaceuticals Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the earnings conference call to discuss the financial performance for the quarterly and financial year ended March 31st, 2022. I hope everyone must have got an opportunity to go through our financial results and investor presentation, which has been uploaded on the stock exchange as well as our company website. FY22 was a significant year for the company in terms of commencement of commercial production for ibuprofen at our Vizag facility, improvement in overall product mix, and getting a non-exclusive licenses to manufacture and supply of molnupiravir and nirmatrelvir, investigational oral antiviral COVID-19 medicine through MPP, which is aimed towards increasing the access of treatment in 105 low middle income countries at affordable prices. This is an important milestone and an external validation to the company's ability to provide frugal world-class products while maintaining quality. The company delivered a steady financial performance for FY22 with consolidated revenue of 519.9 crores. The performance was, however, impacted by Q4 FY22 due to sharp inventory corrections at the customer's end and minimal offtake of ARV products. Demand for ARV products has sharply fallen in second half of FY22, mainly due to the decrease in offtake by the customers under CMO arrangements, which is mainly on account of delay in the bidding process. The company is focusing more on development, manufacturing and sales of its own products developed by own R&D and penetrating into export markets further to increase the revenues as well as margins, along with mitigating such risks in future. However, we firmly believe that second half of FY22 was a one-off in terms of ARV demand, and the issues are transient in nature. The ARV demand has already started to pick up and is expected to reach the normalized level by the end of first half FY23. The demand for non-ARV products has also picked up the pace, and we are witnessing normalized demand for non-ARV products. Over the years, the company has focused on market leadership, backward integration and R&D. As a result, the company has not witnessed a significant impact of ongoing recent supply chain issues and higher input costs. The company's near-term focus remains on scaling up production for ibuprofen, along with expanding the customer base for ibuprofen. We believe that the demand and pricing of ibuprofen has almost bottomed out, and going forward, we should expect a significant rebound. The company has received a healthy number of inquiries that are generated for ibuprofen, and we expect the ibuprofen facility to provide the operating leverage going forward. For the long term, we remain excited about the opportunities across our product line. The company remains well positioned to leverage the opportunity of upcoming patent expiry drugs, especially for anti-diabetic products. The company is also focusing on growing the revenue contribution from chronic product portfolio, which is expected to grow the margin profile. I think that's it from us. I think we can now begin the Q&A section. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Participants present on the audio bridge who wish to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Our first question is from the line of Akash Mehta from Capes Investment. Please go ahead.
Hi, good morning, sir. I had a couple of questions. The first one being on the revenue contribution. So the revenue contribution from the ARV segment, which used to be about 40 to 45%, has come down to approximately 6 to 7%. So what is the current status of the demand, and are we witnessing normalized demand or the demand is still suppressed?
Yeah. So just to answer your question, so I think last 1-2 quarters have been a little dull because of the bidding process that was supposed to take place with some of these global agencies that kept on postponing. So now the bids have come out, and I think in the first half of 23 we will see a normalized projections again going forward. So it's coming back to normal now. So the bids have already been out. So we expect to come back to normalcy by first half of 2023.
The first half 23, okay. And the second one is on the recent approval for our COVID drugs, molnupiravir and dolutegravir. What is the revenue contribution of these two products in terms of percentage or absolute value to our Q4 results?
Again, so these were investigational drugs that we have got the license. I think from Nirmatrelvir, we are one of the 19 companies that have received license in the market. And I think one of 3 API companies to receive apart from Divi's and a couple of other companies. And we are one of the only 3 companies to receive on that front. And apart from that, I think because you know the current situation of COVID is not very dangerous, right? I mean, it's at a controllable level at this point of time. So currently we are taking the validation batches of this product, and we are talking to other MPP licensees who've got license to manufacture the finished formulation. So we are in process of giving them sample quantities, and that's the process typically we follow. And once that is done, we will probably be applying for the WHO PQ on this product.
Okay, I think my last question on the same lines that you were speaking, with a significant drop in these cases across the globe, what are we expecting as a revenue contribution from these products going forward?
So again, see, some of these products which are opportunistic in nature, right? So it is very difficult to predict because you suddenly could expect an unexpected wave, and suddenly the wave could, suddenly gather some good momentum and the product sales could go high. But again, it's all, it's all about predictability, right? So we are being prepared. We are having significant stocks, decent stocks lined up for molnupiravir, and even Nirmatrelvir, we want to keep a decent stock at our premises. And as and when there is a requirement, we'll be more than happy. But important thing is we want to, approach customers and get our product qualified with as many licensees as possible. So if and when there is a wave, not only in India, even outside India, because we've got this license to manufacture, I think in molnupiravir 1 or 5 countries, and in Nirmatrelvir around 95 countries. So I think as and when there is an opportunity that's coming up, we will be available for it because we've got all the licenses in place for this.
Okay, I think that sounds good. That answers my question. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Ranveer Singh from Sunidhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for taking my question. So my question was related to ibuprofen business. So what I see in ibuprofen, the pricing on year-on-year basis has been under pressure. And, a lot of competitors, your competitors have also expanded capacity in last few years. So where do you see this business going to, price-wise, volume-wise, whether demand is there, and what is our market share? If you could give, detail of it.
Sure. So on ibuprofen, it's a very, very important product for SMS as a group. So we would like to see this as a flagship product for the company in the years down the line. So again, ibuprofen, the biggest advantage with SMS is that we have one of the biggest batch sizes in the market for this product. So that automatically gives a little better cost position to us than the customers. And see, we are not one of the first entrants. We are one of the later entrants to go into the market. So definitely we were prepared at the time of launch that there will definitely be a pricing pressure on this product. So we've developed the product in such a way that it is competing in the market, both domestically and even regulated markets. So right now we already have filed a CEP, and we are expecting the approval for CEP in the next 1 or 2 months. And our customers have also filed US, so we also filed the US DMF some time back, and our customers are close to getting approvals. Our US customers are close to getting approvals for their formulation in the US. So we already started commercially selling good quantities, and good traction has been already there in the market. Since last 2-3 months, we've been selling decent quantities of ibuprofen in the domestic market. So once the regulatory business also picks up, it's definitely going to add value to the company. Again, as committed, then we are still on track with our timeline. By end of FY23, we will be in a very good, strong position in ibuprofen, occupying almost 80% of our installed capacity.
So what is current capacity we have set?
So current capacity is around 500 metric tons per month is the current capacity, installed capacity.
Okay, and that utilization is currently insignificant, you said. This is just
It's picking up. Every month it's picking up. For a few months back it was 10%, now it's 20%, 25%. So it's slowly going up. As and when we get more approvals, we get more customers added on. And we are bidding, and we are under qualification with many customers. So this process is ongoing. So as committed in, I think last year, I think by 23 we will be full scale commercial, and we are expected to use around 80 to 85% of our installed capacity for ibuprofen by end of this year.
So 200 capex you spent last year was mainly on ibuprofen, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so that out of that 200 crore, what kind of revenue, peak revenue we can expect from this project? Maybe in next 2-3 years? 450 crores.
So I think we are expecting roughly around 450 to 500 crores revenue at peak stage operations. Like if we do a complete full scale operation, I think around 450 to 500 crores is the revenue we are expecting.
Okay, fine. And currently, there must be some operating loss there on new capex. So
yes.
Can you give the figure what kind of loss we are making on new capex?
Yeah, this is Lakshmi Narayana, CFO. The operating loss only for the fourth quarter, not the year, correct? Okay, that is mainly because some of the expenditure is the fixed expenditure we cannot reduce into the in line with the top line, correct? That's the reason only the minimal loss of the operating loss during the Q4, which is power and fuel, and also the salaries to the employees, and also other manufacturing expenditure. And one of the other thing is there is a slowdown in the production during the Q4. We have taken an undertaking the maintenance. For taking opportunity, the slowdown opportunity, we have taken a maintenance for the plant. That is also one of the reasons for increasing the operating expenditure.
Yeah, so my question was, what part of operating expenditure is relatable to ibuprofen facility, that new facility?
We don't have the data about the product wise. We have in facility.
Okay.
So we don't track it product wise. We do it as per the entire, because it is part of our entire Vizag facility, right? So we do it as per the facility, not as per the product.
Okay, because I thought that by investing 200 crore, we would have separate block at Vizag, though it was a brownfield expansion. So I thought that maybe because a separate block, so you would have separate account.
Contribution is very nominal for the FY22.
Okay, fine. And sir, on balance sheet side itself, I see that although the debt has not gone up significantly Y on Y, but interest cost has gone up 69% Y on Y on yearly basis. So any one-off is there, or
no. We have created a liquidity into the system by taking the opportunity of GECL. I think you are aware of it, no? The Government of India through RBI has given a window for availing the GECL facility. So we have availed the GECL facility and reduced it to working capital.
Okay.
We keep ready for the taking of my Ibu product and also other product for the working capital availability.
Okay. So this is an adjustment towards that So instead of putting money, sowing money for working capital, we have used this in an interest cost. We have put in this expenditure. That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And the last one, our associate company VKT Pharma has a presentation says that filed 6 ANDA. So if you could highlight what kind of revenue they can make of it, or they are already making, or I'm not sure, or what's your pipeline there in next 2-3 years?
Yeah. So I think our associate company VKT Pharma has just got approval for 6 products. I think in end February 2022. So the commercials are just happening as we speak. So their full performance will be coming in FY 2023. So first quarter also the actual commercial batches have been dispatched to customers.
So what is size of what kind of products they have and what they are expecting or out of that 6 ANDA? I believe all 6 ANDA is commercialized or few are yet to be commercialized.
So few are yet to be commercialized, few are being commercialized right now. So again, that result will be impacting in 24. The full result. Because apart from their own products, they have a couple of CMOs with some big MNC companies also. So their financial listing will come into FY 23-24. Yeah.
And these ANDA is in ARV segment or some other segment?
No. It is totally non-ARV segment. So VKT is nowhere into any of the ARVs.
Okay, fine. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Rupesh Tatia with Intel Sense Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. My first question is, it's good to hear that ARV demand has normalized. But what is happening with margins across the industry? Is margins now structurally lower, or margins will come back to historical levels?
So, see, I mean, again, it's across the industry, if you've seen, I think a lot of companies' margins have reduced because of, multiple factors. One is the impact on China, and because of the Chinese lockdown, there was a shortage of raw materials. The prices of all raw materials have increased. The second one is because of the war, all the solvent prices, all the petroleum products prices have increased drastically. I think increased multifold. I think so that's one of an impact. And one more major impact is the logistics costs have gone up significantly, I think, for all companies. So these are some of the major reasons for the margins to erode, apart from your regular every year erosion because of more competitors coming in and because of multi other factors. Your regular erosion tends to happen. Apart from this, these are some of the major factors that are contributing to this. But hopefully, I think once this war is completed, and we are seeing things to go back to normal. But coming to our company's I think our Ebitda margins have been fairly good and fairly consistent, because again, as I was mentioning in my opening speech, I think we are a vertically integrated company. So most of the in-house raw materials, we do it in-house. So our impact on some of these is little negligible for us. And if you've seen, we have been maintaining Ebitda margins of 23% throughout. So it's for us, I mean, the impact is there, but it's sort of negligible on us, on our company.
So just a follow-up there, sir, is what we heard is there was a little bit of destructive bidding in the ARV pricing in Q3, mostly last year. So has that stopped now? Has the newer tenders, the prices in the newer tenders are more normalized levels?
Yeah, see, again, we are not the front-end companies, so price levels we are not very sure about what our partners have bid, so because we are not a front-end company, right? So we are a B2B company. So our customers actually bid, so we have absolutely no idea at what prices they've got the tenders or anything. But more or less, our prices are remaining slightly intact, and I think Small fluctuations because of the petroleum prices and the solvent prices. There are small plus or minus fluctuations, but anyway, that's all covered as per our regular system.
Okay. Thank you for that. And my second question, sir, is on sitagliptin. It is, I think, one of the diabetic products that is going off patent in Q2, Q3, somewhere in US, somewhere in Europe, and you have capacity of, I think, 30 metric ton per month.
Mm-hmm.
So at peak capacity utilization, what kind of revenue we can expect in 2-3 years?
So again, it's going to be a very big product for SMS going forward. Post-launch, we are expecting a partner. Again, see, it depends on the market share. Any new product, right? Any new product going off patent, definitely. I mean, like one thing is the launch, which is most important. Post-launch, the amount of market share that you will be able to capture actually decides the fate of the product going forward. So we are very aggressive in terms of our pricing and our terms of on this particular product. It's a joint venture product with our partners, Chemo, and we are very aggressively looking at this product. So it could be a very strong product for the company going forward. But to answer your point, at what volume and what turnover, we will not be able to do now until the launch of the product. That will give us a good position where we are at. Did we get 15% market share? Are we able to get 20%? Are we able to get 25%, 30%? So at the time of launch, post-launch, we will be able to assess the percentage of market share, and post that, we will be able to give you a better picture.
So can you give a broad range of opportunity size in sitagliptin at let's say lowest end, what is the market size, and if competition is not as much as highest end, what is the market size? Can you give a broad range? Is it like 2,000 crore to 5,000 crore? Is it 500 crore to 1,000 crore? Can you give some broad range on the market size?
The market could be around 500 for the APIs. I think it could be around 500 crores top at the peak level, but out of the 500 crores, how much you will be able to get is the most critical point. So I think the market for the APIs will not be more than, I think, 400, 500 crores actually.
And this is all US and Europe combined?
No.
This is all Europe you're talking about?
Yeah. US is 24 expiry, so there's still time for US expiry.
US expiry is in January, right? January, February.
It's in 2024.
Oh, so there is one supplementary patent that matters.
Exclusivity also, I believe, on that product. So it's going off patent in 2024, so which is almost 2 years from now. So we still have time for Europe, but for US, but for Europe it is going off next month, July.
Okay. So 500 crore size and 15 to 30% is the range we are working with.
We are working. Let us see how much we'll be able to achieve. So we will not be able to commit on that until we do a post-launch. Yeah.
Okay. And then the ibuprofen is one big product, 400-500 crore product. Sorry?
See, again, this 400-500 crores also is depending on the price erosion, right? On the erosion of the price. I mean, like from what our price erosion we calculated was at, say, maybe 93, 94. If the price erosion is at 98%, it will be even lower. It will be a 300 crores product. So again, it depends on multiple factors. That's why we are not very, comfortable in giving those numbers, because those are bound to change for sure.
Yeah, we understand, sir. Just to get a feel of things. So, sir, now ibuprofen is a 400-500 crore product for us. Sitagliptin, let's say 100 crore product. So in next 2-3 years, what is another 1 or 2 big products which can be meaningful for our size? What is in the pipeline?
So currently our R&D is working on a couple of other major products. Again, volume-based products. I will not be able to, due to confidentiality, I will not be able to reveal the names of those products at this point of time. But again, we are working on some of these volume products. Again, that's SMS strategy, right? Some of the volume products we are very, very strong in. So like ranitidine, famotidine, that we're really strong in. Some of ibuprofen, some of these volume products, levetiracetam, pantoprazole. All these products we are very strong in. So some of these volume products is the way we probably will be. Apart from, some of the niche segments where we have the anti-migraine segment. So in that way also we will proceed. But I think, we are working on 2-3 other important products for a long-term scenario that unfortunately I will not be able to reveal it due to confidentiality at this point of time. But in the next 1 year span, I think those will come into the picture.
Okay. Thank you.
Those will be done with our existing capacities only. With no capex, maybe minor capex here and there is required, maybe a couple of equipments, but not a major capex like the one that we expanded for ibuprofen.
Okay. And sir, if I were to ask last question in terms of competitiveness of ibuprofen, there is IOL is one player, so then there is Marksans Pharma, there is RP Drugs, then we are a late entrant. I know you have been saying about you have a batch size and very optimized process, but I mean what gives you confidence that you will be able to win market share and make good return on capital in this segment?
See, again, I will tell you, it's the trust about the customers, right? So SMS is not a new company. SMS has been there since 35 years, okay? Purely API based. And one important thing is SMS has been supplying these commodity products to almost every customer that you're mentioning in domestic market through ranitidine in the past, okay? All these customers are not new to SMS. All these customers are known customers. End of the day, it's about quality and price. These are the two critical factors that's going to play a major role on this product. See, again, it's a challenging job. I wouldn't say it's going to be an easy job it's going to be a cakewalk to convert customers from their existing sources. It's definitely going to be a difficult job, but we've taken up that challenge based on our expertise and our confidence in the customers giving SMS a chance, because knowing our quality profile, our company status. So definitely we have some good relationship with some of the best customers. So based on that, we are very confident that we will be able to get a good market share.
Okay. And sir, last question, what is the price now? Last quarter, I think last interaction you said price was around $8-9. What is ibuprofen price now?
I think it's around that range only. It's around that range, hovering around that range only, $9 range.
Okay. Thank you for answering all my questions, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, then please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Our next question is from the line of Aditya Sen from RoboCapital. Please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Sir, our ultimate target capacity expansion for ibuprofen was 1,000 tons, right? So, will we start the expansion of this additional 500 capacity by the end of this year, by the end of FY23?
Yes, most likely. Again, if we occupy 70-80% of our existing capacities, definitely we would be taking up the further expansion. Again, we are working on different models, trying to increase the capacity with our existing equipment itself. From 500, we are planning to make it to 600-700 with our existing equipment itself, trying to optimize batches and trying to reverse engineer some of the stages where we could get some advantage on the time cycle. So definitely capacity expansion will happen, but is it either through capex or either through some very good work by our team? That is yet to be decided, but definitely a capacity expansion will definitely happen by end of this year.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Noted.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Aarti Sharma from BKC Investments. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. My first question is regarding what is the current product launch line up from with JV Chemo, and what was the revenue of this JV for FY22?
I'm sorry, could you repeat your question again?
What is current product launch lineup from with JV Chemo, and what was the revenue of this JV for FY22?
So, launch line, we've already commercialized some products like ranolazine, we've commercialized all the gliptins, we've commercialized all the fluozins, we've commercialized already, mirabegron, perampanel, some of these products that have been listed out already. So, already we've, a few of the products have patents have already expired their patents as well. So we've already done it. With respect to the sales of the product, I think it is roughly contribution, right? Around 5 to 8% actually.
Okay.
For the top line.
Okay, that was helpful. My second question is, can you throw some light on how our associate company is performing in terms of revenue and order book?
So again, it's a formulation company, our associate company. Obviously, I think the gestation period of a formulation company is more higher than the API company because, getting approvals, developing a product takes 1-2 years, getting approval takes another couple of years. So I think, fortunately, they have received approval of 4 ANDAs February 2022 actually. So now they just started their commercial operations, and I think now commercial operations are, launch quantities are being dispatched for most of the products. So I think again their full scale revenue will be coming in 2024 actually.
Okay. And are we planning to add more products such as Molnupiravir, and Nirma Trelvar going forward, which will add to our top line for the short term?
You're talking about API or the sister company?
API.
API, yes, definitely. I think could you repeat your question? I didn't understand it.
Are we planning to add more products such as Molnupiravir and Nirma Trelvar going forward, which will add to our top line for the short term?
Molnupiravir and Nirma Trelvar are COVID-related opportunities, right? So there is nothing that we can add about it. So so as of now, we've not, when we budgeting also, we don't anticipate any revenue, coming in. Obviously, whatever revenue comes in, that is definitely going to be a bonus because, that's all opportunistic based revenue because we don't know if the wave is going to come or if the wave is not. But we've done our bit in securing these license from MPP to just give that additional line for SMS. If there is an opportunity coming, then definitely we have the licenses to operate in that front. So we are developing the products. So Molnupiravir, we already validated the product, and even Nirma Trelvar, we'll be probably validating the product in a month or two. And so we are giving SMS all the opportunity to go all out if there is another wave, and definitely we will be ready with the stocks.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That was really very helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Prachin Shah from SS Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for giving an opportunity. I've joined call little late, so my question might be, I'm not sure whether it has been covered or not. But just a couple of questions. What is your current capacity utilization for ibuprofen? And how much revenue are we expecting in FY23 specifically from this capacity?
See again, so ibuprofen right now I think 20% utilization is currently happening. Again, when you look at revenue, it's going to be incremental. So every month we are adding more. Like for example, 2 months back we were at 10%. Right now 15, 20. Now going forward it will be 30, 35, 40. Slowly, as in when we get more approvals, we are adding on more customers and more offtake is happening. Again, by this year in FY22 and FY23 end, I think we will be utilizing around 85% capacity. 80 to 85% capacity will be utilized by this year. From there on, I think it'll be more, that will be consistent going forward. So I think if you have to calculate, I think I would suggest probably FY24 will be the full financial year where you could really take ibuprofen revenue into picture, like full year revenue into picture, operating at almost 80-85% revenue. I mean, someone already asked this question. I think if it's operating at 85%, I think we are roughly expecting around 400 to 450 crores business on that.
450 crores only from ibuprofen?
Only from ibuprofen annually. For FY24. I mean, that's full year operating at 85% of our capacity.
And how would be our demand supply scenario for this particular segment in India as well as in the global market? And how would be the pricing difference between both the market?
Definitely, obviously, from export market, see, for a product like this, there is not much difference between the pricing for export and domestic, to be honest with you. Maybe just a few $1 or maybe $1, $1.50 here and there, but not major price advantage or major price difference compared to our other products. But again, with respect to the demand, definitely this is an evergreen product. It's a very old product. Definitely the demand will always be there, and it's been there and it's always be there. Also, I mean, due to COVID, there was slight dip that we saw in ibuprofen, but I think the demand is slowly going back to their normal number. So demand-wise, there should not be an issue. Again, it's about converting more customers to use your product. That will be the key challenge for us going forward. It's not about the demand. So it's more about convincing the customers to approve you as a supplier for those products with respect to price and quality. So that's where we are currently focusing.
And in this industry is growing at what rate? Single digit, high single digit, what would be the?
So it's not a new product, right? Again, it's been since almost 30-40 years. I think 30 years it's been genericized products. So definitely, I think it'll be less than 5% growth rate. I mean, if at all, it'll be in that range itself.
In India as well?
Yeah. It's an established market, right? It's not something that's new or anything. So it's an established market already. So.
And apart from this ibuprofen, can you just throw some colors on the capex segment? What capex you are doing for next 3 years or 5 years perspective?
Currently, there will not be any more capex apart from small additional regular expenditure, regular capex of a few crores here and there, just to add a couple of equipment or something like that. But there will not be a huge capex like the ibuprofen expansion for now. For the next. We've not planned anything for the next 2 years. Our aim is to consolidate at this point of time because of this. Various situations, consolidate ibuprofen, consolidate a few other products that we've already consolidate the ARV segment, consolidate sitagliptin and a couple of other products that we'll be launching. So coming, once that consolidation happens, then based on that, we will take a call on future expense. But as of now, there is no.
Okay. Thank you so much for your elaborate answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, then please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Our next question is from the line of Dipti Kothari from Kothari Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. So my first question was that apart from the fall in our ARV products, which other products witnessed fall in demand?
I'm sorry? Other than ARV products. I think, there has been a decline on most. The problem was, I think most of the customers also had enough stocks at their level. Because of COVID, most of the customers had actual good inventory at their scale. So unfortunately, most of our products were not being pushed. That's the reason if you see we had a lot of stocks at our plant because in our regular flow we've been accumulating stocks, but unfortunately the product uptake from customers was not there because they had a lethargic movement in their market, so it was not being moved quickly. So apart from that, I think gastro segment and CNS, both the segments were a little dull for us apart from the ARVs.
Okay. And sir, also, how is the current demand scenario for our other key products such as anti-ulcer, anti-migraine, and anti-epileptic?
So anti-ulcer is a gastro segment, right? So that's so slowly now it's picking back up, anti-gastro. And anti-migraine has been on a good trend. I think it's been stable. It's been a little on the higher side again. And what's the third one? I'm sorry.
Anti-epileptic.
Anti-epileptic also, I think again, that's also is one of the major customers are associate company on that product also. I think our uptake on the front end is a little, not very promising, but I think this year it's going to hopefully get a little more better. So yeah, again, so it's all going to stabilize probably in the next quarter or two. So that's what we are aiming to go at this point of time.
Okay. And sir, my next question was on our gross margins. So for our gross margins for FY22 are at around 48%, despite the fall in demand for our ARV and other products. So going forward, can we expect the gross margins to improve with improvement in revenue? Or is this the level of margin we can witness going forward as well?
So I think it will be stable. I wouldn't say it will be too high because again, most of the profit-making products are our own in-house products. I mean, the other products are CMO and the profit margins are not too much because those are all volume-based products, right? So most of their impact will probably be on the top line rather than on the margin. So the margins, what we've given probably will be, gross margins will be continuing because I think FY21, I think our gross margin was around 40% and FY22 our gross margin is around 48%. Yeah. So I think we will probably be maintaining in that range, 45 to 40 range only will be our gross margins going forward.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. That answers my question.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, then please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Our next question is from the line of Ranvir Singh from Sunidhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you for taking my question again. So my question was related to that agreement we have through MPP. So that I wanted to understand how the whole process works. So currently, like some 27 generic players had agreement with MPP to supply molnupiravir. So whether we need to maintain a certain level of inventory or it is against the order. So how actually it works?
See, no such obligations have been indicated from MPP that certain inventory has to be maintained. It's just that based on our profile, based on our our history, the licenses have been granted to us, and we've been also very quickly with respect to some of the products. We also been quickly out of the blocks and have some decent inventory. But to answer your question, there's no such requirements from MPP to maintain any certain level of inventory.
Okay, and even if certain level of inventory is created in anticipation of any demand, and if that demand doesn't come, then whether they are obliged to help you in having financing inventory or something?
No such obligations are taken by MPP. It is totally on our own risk that we have to take. So no such immunity has been given by MPP. So it is completely on each manufacturer's own risk that they have to keep the stock.
Okay, that clarifies. And secondly, on our ARV business, so I think for FY22, more than 200 crore kind of revenue was related to ARV, and I believe the mostly would have been from tenofovir. So in last quarter, it's a complete washout. So against 200 crore in 9 months, and then last quarter was hardly 6 crore, even 10% of your revenue.
Yes.
So is this kind of frequency of this level of like we achieved in 9 months of FY22 initial 3 quarters? So whether this level of revenue again we can expect to come back or?
Yes. We are expecting to see that revenue come back. Again, it totally depends on the bids that our customers get. And unfortunately, we don't have any say in the bids that they get. But definitely, I think we are expecting that level of this thing by first half of 23. So it's not too far also. So we are expecting that level to come back very shortly.
And what gives you this confidence? Because bidding process is again reinitiating there? Or
We've already got some bids actually awarded for us. So that's the reason we are able to.
Okay. And if we see the market share in tenofovir for FY22, what was the market share, our market share in terms of volume or value? If you could.
So that is a CMO project for us. So we don't keep a track of market share that we have on those CMO projects actually. So it's it's a CMO project for our partner. So we are not aware of the numbers that they have.
Okay. And tenofovir is the only product which we sell through CMO, or we have other products also in CMO?
So there are 2-3 other small products, but I think this is the major significant product. There are 2-3 other smaller products that we do CMOs for a couple of other customers, but yeah, this is the major product.
If 40% was ARV, so I believe the remaining 60% would be directly sold by you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you like to give any guidance for FY23? What kind of revenue we can expect considering ibuprofen contribution, then tenofovir coming back?
Again, 23 definitely will be good, and we are expecting at least 25% growth rate from our current existing revenue. That's a minimum of 25% growth rate to what we've achieved in 22. So definitely it's a positive trend, and again we are definitely it could be a little higher or maybe 1-2% lower, but yeah, I think that our benchmark is 25% increase in the revenues that we are targeting.
And that would be driven mainly by ibuprofen?
In ibuprofen, sitagliptin, and there are a few other products that are going off patent, and ARVs that are going to come in. And definitely, I think those are some of the major factors.
Okay, and margin on operating margin side, can we expect similar level?
We will maintain gross margin in the range of 40% actually.
That would be lower than last year, right?
Around 40%. That's
40 to 48%.
Yeah, sorry, 40 to 48, around that range, 45%. See, again, when your turnover increases, right, the end of the day, your PAT will also increase, right? It was 40% also, it's on the higher number, right, on the gross. Because the problem is, once your ARVs kick in and once your ibuprofen comes in, the profit margin slightly takes a hit apart from, our regular products that are happening. So when they contribute, it will be around 40 to 45%.
But Ebitda targeting is not about it.
But our Ebitda target is definitely will be above 22%.
Sorry, how much percent?
22%. So that's where we are at right now.
Okay. That's, it's a good, and I think in API side, most of the players have been struggling to get more than 20% after this COVID era has, subsided. So in that scenario, that 22%, means 1 or 2 products would have, should contribute higher than 30-32%. So your understanding is right?
That's right. Correct.
Okay, and so that higher margin product would be from that ARV side?
Non-ARV actually.
Achha, non-ARV actually. Okay, that and debt side, any repayment or what kind of debt level we can see by end of FY23?
Yeah, sir, debt we are not anticipated to increase of the debt because since we don't have any plan now currently expansion side, whatever the normal expenditure will met from the internal accruals only.
So there is no plan of major expansion in the next 1-2 years actually. So we want to consolidate these revenues, hit almost at 85% of our capacity. Then we will look at further expansions.
Okay, thank you, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, then please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Thank you. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vamsi Krishna Potluri for closing comments.
Again, thank you everyone for joining us on this call. Please reach out to our IR consultant, strategic growth advisors, or us directly should you have any further queries. I think we can close the call right now. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of SMS Pharmaceuticals Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your